Welcome back to Glenn's Hot Rod Garage. On the last episode of detailing your 5.3 LS engine, we went over cleaning and painting the aluminum. This time we're going to paint the block, the valve covers, and the timing chain cover. I did a little bit of this work beforehand so the video wouldn't be that long because I have editing issues. So this is the 5.3 that's going in the ugly street truck S10 project, and we're here to make it look presentable. So what I've done so far was taped off the oil pan rail and put some masking paper on it, and I pre-taped along the edge of the cylinder heads. Most people will just take a piece of cardboard and spray around it, and me being a paint and body guy back in the day from old school, I like to be a little OCD and get the details down and have it look good. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to spray the block, let it dry, and then take the timing cover off. If you notice, there's no bolts in there. I painted them aluminum when we painted this stuff, so there'll be a contrasting color than what the timing chain cover and the valve covers will be. I also took the hardware off the valve cover, so that would be contrasting as well, aluminum paint, if you will. So what we're using today is Duplicolor engine color, not a sponsor. You need to shake this up for a minute before you use this and stand 10 to 12 inches and put a couple light coats on it, and that'll do it. We already shook this off camera and did a lot better job this time than last time, so let's get right into it, except for I gotta tape this off first. I don't have my paper machine out here because it's in the house because of room constraints, so I just go ahead and rip it off like that. The reason why I pre-tape this is so it's easier to tape too, and you could be a little more careless or sloppy with this part of the process and still get good results. So I'm trying to do this in a hurry, so this video isn't very long. Yeah, this tape leaves little to be desired, but it's cheap, and we're on a budget, so I got some cheap 3M household tape, and I was having problems with it sticking, so we went back to this. Actually, this is 3M also Scotch tape inside the roll. And like I was saying in the last video, when you're doing this, it's imperative that it's clean. I was having some issues with the oil pan rail, had a little bit of oil residue on there, and I had to clean some of that off to get the tape to stick. So there'll probably end up being some touch-ups on this before we're done. Really don't have to worry about this surface because it's all going to be covered up by the paper that's over there. It's good to give myself enough room to work on this stuff while you're on camera. So our next episode of this, finally we're going to install the Sloppy Mechanics Stage 2 camshaft and valve springs, and then it'll be ready to set down in the truck after we put some of the accessories back on, do some final detailing on it. It'll be about all we use of this. You don't have to get real critical with this, because with a spray can you can kind of direct the paint flow where it's going, and like I said, most guys will just use a piece of cardboard and hold it to the edge and do it that way. I just like to make things more complicated, but if you want to do it more correct, you can follow these methods when you do it yourself. So alright. You got all the stuff we don't want painted cast iron gray. This is my signature engine paint job. I've had about 3 different engines I painted with this scheme on it. I like the look of it. I kind of wanted to use GM blue on it, but they didn't have any at the store. So I went to the old reliable paint scheme. You can see it's a pretty cool gray. You don't have to worry about the gasket surfaces too much. Usually you can just scrape them off with a razor blade when you're done, or sand them down with some sandpaper and not worry about it. You can paint this aluminum too if you want, but I'm not much for false advertisement. Yeah, you want to go back and take the can every little bit of spraying it. Make sure you get all these nooks and crannies. The stuff covers pretty good. Just a couple light coats will be good to go. Nice even light coats. Alright, while we're letting that set up, we're going to put some paint on the valve covers here. These have a lot of surface imperfections in them, so I'm going to use VHT Wrinkle Plus paint on them to hide some of that and kind of give the motor a detailed look. So again, you want to make sure you shake this up for a full minute. We already did this off camera again, so it's ready to go. The truck's kind of a rat rod, so if you get a little overspray on it, it's no big deal. We'll probably come up with something for that later. Alright. You can see when it sprays out, it's pretty orange peely. Stuff shoots out pretty good. So on the first part of this, I misspoke. It was $13.99 for the can. So we got $14 plus the tape, some cleaning materials. Another thing I could suggest for cleaning this stuff before you start painting is to use some brake cleaner on it instead of acetone or whatever. People commonly have that around. Here's a little trick for you. If you ever get anything in your paint and you don't want to mess it up trying to pick it out, just grab a little piece of tape and take it and dab it. You can see that picked that right up, and it really didn't screw up the surface. It doesn't matter as much on this because it's a texture deal, but just a little trick for you I've learned over the ages. Never happened. So what we're going to do is put another coat of the cast iron Grand engine. Always make sure you grab the right can, especially when you leave everything all over the place, like someone who doesn't organize and take care of his stuff. I'm not mentioning any names here, but yeah, this is looking pretty sweet already. Almost one coat would have been sufficient. So again, I'm just doing this for so you guys can see it real fast. I would have took a little more time doing this, but you know, just for the episode, I suppose. And I like my stuff to be clean, have a nice look to it. Should have took the crank sensor out, but it's behind the starter, nobody will see it. Oh, I didn't paint back here. We'll save this for later. Nobody sees this, it doesn't need to be painted at all, really, but attention to detail. After this dries up, before I put the valve covers and the timing chain cover on it for the last time, I'm going to hit this whole thing with a coat of satin finish clear. So, you know, it'll look decent for, we'll say for $75 or so added to the budget. So that's about it for that. Got our timing chain cover. Now, just for the sake of the video, I'm going to spray this right now. There's a very slight chance that these paints may react with each other. We're going to find this out together. But I'm going to put a coat on these first to give that a little time to dry there. Nice even strokes. Always make sure you get in the hard to reach areas. I doubt you can mess up painting with this stuff. If I wasn't replacing this seal, I'd take it out or tape it off, but we got a new one for that that came with the camshaft kit, so I'm just gonna leave that there until it's time to reinstall it. Alright, I got all the coats on here. I'm gonna put another coat on all this stuff off camera. Got our cast iron gray, we got our black, not so wrinkly paint, and we got our aluminum on here. So next time I like to set all this stuff on there and show it to you guys and see what you think. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section. I get back to everyone that leaves me a comment. And again, I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll catch you next time on Glenn's Hot Rod Garage. Peace.